Hello and welcome to another episode of It Could Have Been a Classic. And this week we're going to be covering 1993 Space Rangers. And yeah, let's roll intro first. I'll see you on the other side. Hello, and we're back. Yes. So this week I've been researching, looking and dreading and fearing. Yes, I've sat through all 6 episodes of this Space Rangers 1993. It's such a shame, really, because I was going to rain all over the parade of this, and I was going to be quite negative about it. Now, how I discovered this years ago in the days of video libraries, there was a poster, and I looked up for Space Rangers. What's this? It hasn't been mentioned because this is before the internet. I've mentioned in any of the magazines like Starlog Empire or SFX, and I was an avid reader of that. I used to consume it. And there it was, Space Rangers, all 3 videotapes, 50p each. I rented the lot for £1.50. Took them home, watched it, and realised what they did was edit 2 episodes into a movie. You know when they used to do that back then? Because you used to rent movies out and then it all come out, there were pilot episodes. So I watched it and I've not seen it since. It vanished into the mists of time, and I saw it on YouTube and I thought, oh God, Space Rangers, I remember that. So I watched it, studied it, analysed it, and it's quite interesting. So the concept is that in the year 2104, Earth, as I assume that was some kind of federation or interstellar power within the galaxy, and there's the frontier. On all the frontier worlds, they put rangers there to defend the frontier. They're like police, military people, and they protect colonies and shipping routes and up for invasion and stuff like that. And yeah, I suppose each fort they make alliances with other races. Now they're on this planet. It used to be a market planet, goes back thousands of years, and well, I assume the human race is in charge, but it's full of aliens and all kinds of people. So I assume it's a federation of some kind. So they're on there. You've got your standard characters. You've got your scientist, your gruff engineer, the super sexy navigator from the planet of Amazon ladies, Marjorie Monahan, who's everything. She was such a babe. She's lovely. And everything she read got cancelled. So, I mean, that's number 1 from Babylon 5. Do you remember her and the Mars Resistance? You've got Boone, the leader. He's like stereotype, decent bloke, but he believes in the right thing. And you've got the quick gun new member at crew, and they're teaching him. He comes through for them. And you've got Linda Hunter Chanel, the badass boss that runs Fort Hope, and the creepy second in command that wants a job and wants rid of Boone. He's played by John Gottfried. He was in loads of stuff, he was. So anyway, the stories in this are pretty, there's nothing like special. Now, the first episode I watched, I put a minute clip up later in the video of the first episode, which I watched so you get a general idea of it. I was going to go with clips, but I thought I'll just put this one like 50-second segment up. So like anyway, they're all based on this planet. There's like, in a way, this is like Babylon 5, DS9. It's a fort, and everybody comes there with problems, and you've got criminals there and agendas. They even one episode about refugee smuggling to border worlds and all this. Planet of Amazon ladies. The main protagonist, the Banshee, which don't make any bloody sense whatsoever. They're terrible, but I assume they were going to be the mysterious baddie of this series. And then we get to the interesting character, the alien. So we've got like the equivalent of Worf, Mr. Spock, all tied into one, a warrior priest who eats his victims, but they've been around for thousands of years. And before we even got to stars, I think they dominated the galaxy. And then they had nobody else to fight, and they all turned on each other. And then the survivors of his race became tribes. And they know things about the galaxy, which nobody does. It's all kept secret. But they allied themselves to the humans and became rangers. And they're very strict in how they see things. If they're accused of committing a crime or break the rules to kill themselves, stuff like that. I mean, you've got like people trying to get him to laugh, like every like one episode he sort of laughs, but he's he's so into his beliefs and that. But he's quite an interesting character. It's the guy from Mortal Kombat, actually. I forgot his name. He's a great actor who plays this character. And they're called the Braca. Now, in the first episode, they go to this crazy planet, and the secret weapon his race created thousands of years ago, which they've hid there, and they all know about it, but they won't tell us. It's like they're there, but they know a lot more than what they make out, because of this ancient race thousands of years ago, which I found quite interesting. That drew me into the first episode. Well, they had this weapon, and it's like this energy source. If you touch it, you control the universe. But it don't work out like that. Obviously, there was some price to pay for it because they're on this crazy planet with this scenario with Bones' ex-commander who betrayed him. All that. And that's Wings Hauser. He was the king of the VHS nasties back in the 80s. Do you remember Wings Hauser? So like we're sort of going along, and like that's the first episode. Now the first episode I thought were really good, and then but like in the first episode, Bones married with wife and daughter, which adds a bit more. Like Cisco with Jake, it adds a bit more to it. Second episode, Rick wrote the daughter and kid out. Like, well, what? That what's going on? It's got rid of them, and he's seen other women. I mean, it ain't so long. It's one episode, and you go through into each of the characters. But every week, like you've got the second in command. He wants rid of them. He wants to bring androids in to serve as crews, but they can't handle the unknown. They break down. And the running joke is this $1 billion android that he were going to use to sack Boone and the rest of them is serving coffee, because it can't handle weird stuff. It's against its program, which is quite funny. It's like the running joke through the series. But this like dodgy second in command, he comes through for them at, at certain times. But they go off to different planets and stop invasions and fight crime, and there's a criminal mastermind like gangster on the planet, and they're after him, and he's getting away with it. He's like, each week. And it's sort of interesting, but there's only 6 episodes, and that's it. Now, like the opening's quite cheesy. I actually don't mind the intro music to this, Second episode, like I said, wife leaves him. Main villain's the Banshee. I mean, you do see them. They're from like some other dimension, and they're just pointless. If they were going to be main protagonist, just forget, unless they're going to add more. So could it have been Space Rangers? Could it have been Firefly? Could it have had that panache to it? Well, I don't know. I'm going to go into that shortly. Standard stereotype characters, yeah. I mean, there's apart from even the alien dude, there's nothing special. So that's the basics of it. So let's move on after this clip. Let me know what you think, and we'll go into its potential. And could it have been?
Banshees. They attacked our transporter. We crash landed on Scarab. Only a few survived.
We'll send a shuttle to pick them up.
No, the second sun rises in 38 hours. They'll burn up before a shuttle can get there.
Jojo, you doing your nails again? Light speed!
Yes, sir. Tighten your jockstraps, boys.
You'll never get away with it! Oh, yes, I will. Oh, yes, I will.
Now I do sort of feel sorry for this series because it was sort of sandwiched between Babylon 5 and DS9. Two of the all-time greatest science fiction series ever made, especially Deep Space Nine and B5. There was some other stuff that come out at the time, other series which we will be covering, but they all got cancelled. You know. So, is there any potential with this? Now, it was written by one of the creators of the Outer Limits. Remember when the Outer Limits came out in the 90s, which was exemplary. I'd just like to give out my friend Couldve, who I do the podcast with. He is a big fan, and because of him, I've actually started watching more episodes of it. So thank you for that. But this came from one of the creators of that. It's Space Rangers has potential. It really does. Now the characters are pretty standards. Like Boone, he's like he's like a Cisco Sheridan type. He's a negotiator, diplomat, a warrior. Don't matter how powerful you are, he's gonna kick your ass. He'll bring you down. And that's what I like. I like characters like that. You can't buy them off. And the rest of the team, you do like. I mean, I really do like the characters in this. Now, we talk about what if this went to 5-year run? Where would it have gone? And could it have been one of the memorable series you remember instead of that thing in the corner of the video library? It cost 50p. You rented out when you were pissed and you watched it with mates and you either laughed at it or you enjoyed it. Now, I've watched the 6 episodes and I really enjoyed this. Now, the alien Bracker, I forgot his name. Sorry, I apologize. The alien is quite interesting. Like I said just before this about this ancient weapon and his race being this ancient X-power and they're trying to do the right thing to undo what they've done. It's interesting. And like about Earth Central, it like I said before, what is Earth? I'd like to have known more. What type of interstellar power it is? Is it a federation? Is it a confederation? You know, is it an empire? But we know it's the human race expanding out, but they are mixing with other races. So it opens up a lot of potential. Like there could be a Black Ops division that turn up at Fort Hope and get up to stuff, ancient legends of stuff on this planet around because this planet is ancient. It's always been a trading post and there's things there which back in time there could be something on the planet. I mean, you could put a story arc in this over 5 years where it's all building to something. For me, it is of its time. It is of the 90s. You when you watch it, you just know straight away when this was made. The CGI is pretty bad. I think even for time, it were bad. But I think I can't understand that you got a creator from the Outer Limits who put this together, which I think there is potential. There is so much in this that could have expanded upon, but it never got the chance. it's like getting something and putting a plant in, and you've got the main line that goes through, and the branches going off, all leading somewhere, and somehow the core of it just got frazzled up, you know, because it's going off all over the place. I would have liked to have seen Boone with his wife, you know, over the 6 episodes I've seen. I would have liked to have expanded more into that character, because I found that quite interesting. You've got this guy doing what he does, but his wife's his rock. She keeps him stable. She's everything. And I really did like that concept, but they got rid of it. And then as the series went along, it got a bit cheesy. I mean, the transitions, like, you know, I've already mentioned this, but I found it bloody annoying with that cheesy noise. It's like every time we go to the next scene, it's like that, and you know, you're thinking, oh, for God's sake. But there is potential in this. It's going places, and there's a whole like universe that's opened up here. You know, there's other ranger stations, what's a Warfleet, like battleships and all that. You know, the government, alien governments, the Banshee, which I found absolutely pathetic. I mean, episode 2 or 3, they tried to capture one, because don't know why they're attacking everybody, this interdimensional race. And they seem to be winning as well, which I sort of like the concept of that. But there's an whole episode where it's like Alien, you know, where, I mean, how many times have we seen that done, where you're on a ship and it's chasing after you, and you know, you've got guns and you're shooting and all that. I mean, there's no laser guns in this. They've all got machine guns and all this. And this is like, it's before Firefly, because I could say Firefly took something from this. Now I'll probably get shut down for saying that, but there's a lot. I could say a lot of series, you know, somebody's looked at this, think there's something here, and then I'll create my own version of it. Now, the question is, in an alternative reality, could Space Rangers have been a classic? That's the big question. Now, I've watched it. I've analysed it. There isn't a lot to research about, unfortunately. But I'm gonna give Space Rangers the pass. I am, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because what this could have been, if we'd have got 22 episodes, I reckon it'd have got a second season. It might have gone all the way to a third season, but it had to build somewhere. It's got to build somewhere, like the end of like season 1. You've got that cliffhanger ending. You know, it's got to be big, and you're like, end of your seat, roll on season 2 of Space Rangers, add new characters, get more with the background of what's going on with the galactic powers in the universe and stuff like that, and it's all thought up, becomes like DS9, the center point of everything. There's something on that planet that the Banshee are after, and there's certain older races, you know, thought up, sat on top of something they don't know about, but some people do, you know, and they're trying to get the Earth off there, or this, whatever it is the Space Rangers work for. And it opens it all up to a whole new scale. And you could end up where the Banshee are, like what we think we are. You know, you could give them a bit of a twist, you know, and then have something behind them. I just think there's so much here, because this, I mean, in the 6 episodes, because they're at the 4 up, it opens up an entire galaxy, which I love. They've even gone interdimensional with it, so that's even better. Space Rangers, it's such a shame, because it is pretty cheesy. It is, I will say that, but it opens up into something that could have been a classic. And I'm going to get shot down. I am. But guys, thank you for watching this video. That's my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. You probably think it's absolute bag of shite. Some people do, but I've read some of the comments on this. A lot of people do quite like it. But check it out. Give it a go. And let me know your thoughts on this. So, guys, I will see you on the next episode of It Could Have Been a Classic. Thanks for watching, and stay safe, and I'll see you soon.